Hi, everyone. Welcome back to part 2 of our conversation with our amazing speaker on the Do the Change podcast. We're going to jump right back into the conversation. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube and follow us on Spotify and Instagram at Do the Change podcast. Do you have in that case, do you have any goals when it comes to like what you'd like to accomplish here before you go back to Chile?
Well, the main goal is try to learn as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I have a wonderful academic advisor, and she has a lot of experience about the research. She's a really good professor too. Um, and I want to learn about the environmental health science in general. I discover a new areas for me. For example, toxicology or health risk assessment is a really new topic for me. Even some statistical classes and epidemiology classes is really great to learn about this process, the whole process. And then maybe we can develop some research with the whole process in Chile or Latin America. But
So you're, oh,
yeah,
sorry.
I spent a lot of time the last 2 years in different subjects.
I see. So you're here trying to learn like about as much about environmental health, occupational health as possible, like every field.
Yeah,
Wow,
and I start with basic, like epidemiology, statistic, and this kind of subject, but it's really great.
interesting, interesting. So in that case, since you're pretty well versed in like the different things that EHS has to offer, do you have any like advice for those who are interested in the field and like are just barely getting to know it?
Um, yeah, I think, well, maybe the main advice is try to maybe consider research or probably um, maybe you need to define what is your area or what kind of area you want to research. Maybe this kind of activities or talk with other professionals or participate in different congress could be a great activities for improve your networking. And for example, in my case, I met my academic advisor in Florence in 2018 and in International Congress. But currently, probably using the online platforms is a other good thing that the people who want to research in this area can consider too, because there are a lot of professionals that use this kind of social medias like Twitter, LinkedIn, or this kind of uh, platforms. I think is important to consider.
I see. I think for those who are for those who are new to the career or to like their professional lives, well, sorry.
No worries.
I find that myself and a lot of my peers, the thing that we struggle the most with is like narrowing down what exactly we want to do, right? Because there's so many things to do out there in the world. Like even when you're just talking about the environmental health topics, there's so many from toxicology to epidemiology to ergonomics, et cetera, et cetera. Like I find that's the hardest thing. Is there any insights from your own journey besides the things that you've just told us, of course?
Yeah. Yeah. Also, sorry, I forget mention it's necessary maybe relate your life experience with your academic goals too, because when you have this relationship, you can maybe enjoy the process, or because you want to resolve a specific problem that you have in your life, and you can maybe put more energy, or I don't know, but it's really good when you include your own experience and what
Mhm.
is the next step that you want to improve these kind of problems.
Was being a physiological trainer also related to that? Was that something that you were passionate about in your life when you were younger?
Yep, yep, sure. For example, I remember really some bad experience when I was a child in relation with the relatives or other people who suffer a lot of injuries when they work. For instance, I remember when I was a child, I went to the funeral of more than 30 miners, which death about the explosion by gas explosion. I think was a really bad experience about the insecurity of workplaces, and probably this kind of experience, life experience, decide what you problem you can resolve in the future.
Yeah, that's good insight. That's really sad.
It's sad, but the life, I think, have sad moments, but we need to try to keep this moment for improve the future.
Yeah, exactly. What did I ask you just now about your advice for narrowing down the field that you would like to do as a new professional?
Sorry, I can hear you. Sorry.
Oh, sorry about that. So earlier the question I asked you was, what is your advice for narrowing down the options of like what a new professional should focus on in their career?
Probably, probably there are a lot of alternatives. But I think, for example, if you want to develop the different skill, probably you can find some mentoring and guidance. For instance, I have a lot of opportunities here in UC Berkeley for people who help me about the, well, language, statistical, or different subjects for different gaps of knowledge. And I think when you be honest about your weakness and you talk with your maybe academic advisor or different professor, probably they can guide how you can resolve this situation.
How did you find all your mentors here at Berkeley? Because it sounds like they played a very integral part to your journey.
Well, UC Berkeley have a lot of resources about that, and probably you can talk with other classmates and professor for discover what is the best tool that you need or help in general.
Okay. Is there any advice that you wish like you could have told yourself at the start of your journey?
Maybe be more confident. Yeah, because sometimes I felt a little upset about the different situation. I remember when I arrived here, I heard the impostor syndrome, and probably I suffer a little bit this kind of syndrome because UC Berkeley have a lot of amazing professor, amazing student, and I was not sure. Okay, why I stay here? Why I'm studying here if I consider myself as a person don't have a lot of maybe resources. First, language is different and it's a big issue. Try to explain my ideas. And sometimes I felt frustrated about that. But at the end of the day, you say, okay, I'm stay here for this goal. And I think I have a great family that encouraged me to resolve or think about this problem. And I have a really great classmate too. My academic advisor is really great too. And I think with this kind of help, you can resolve this problem.
Yeah, imposter syndrome is a really key topic here at Berkeley.
Yeah.
Ever since like I personally came here for like my undergrad, it's just like every year, every seminar, people are always talking about imposter syndrome because it's true. It's really impactful when you're like when you're part of the society here at Berkeley.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, but it's real. It's
Yeah,
happened. Yeah.
it really happens.
Yeah.
But what you said is true. Like I totally agree. Like working through it with people around you and like keeping in mind your own goals.
Yeah. By the way, the UC Berkeley have a really great professional for that. They have a special unit for mental health, and they can help with this kind of issues. I encourage to people who suffer this kind of problems, maybe just ask for help.
Yeah, definitely. UC Berkeley does have a lot of resources for this. It's time to we should encourage the people to take advantage of it more. I definitely don't take advantage of them as much as I should.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree.
Okay. And that I have another question for you, and that is, in your opinion, what are some of the key challenges or opportunities that young professionals may encounter in your field today? And like, how can they navigate those challenges and seize the opportunities?
Well, let me think about maybe young professionals have several challenges or opportunities today. Probably one of the most prominent challenges, I think, is finding innovate or I think innovate solution for to address global environmental issues such as climate change or air pollution, for example, were really big issues. For example, the impact of the war law due the frequency and severity of the wildfire by the climate change represent a significant challenges in my research area. But I think the young professional face personal challenges too. For example, internal pressure or external pressure too, or the lack of self-confidence too. Yeah, but the most important, I think, is try to recognize what is your weakness and ask for maybe help. Yeah.
So like the main challenges would be like your own personal like mental struggles going through this process.
Yeah, that is right. I think
I
this is
see.
the best way to solution.
So the key word here is like introspection and asking for help.
Yeah.
I see. Then how about opportunities? Are there any opportunities in your field now, like firefighting and like environmental health ergonomics, that you think are more relevant now than ever?
Yeah, the last time, well, with the climate change, we have more wildfires, and probably is the workload of the workers are increased a lot. And suddenly we have more frequency, is the long duration about the wildfires. And in this area, we have a lot of work that we need to do. But I think we need to work as a collaborative team with other university, other organization, because it's a big issues. In Chile, in California, maybe we have the same environment, and in other countries too. I think it's crucial to develop a specific strategy as a human being, not just for Chilean or Americans or for other people. It's just for the human being.
So yeah, like on one hand, there's more fires, which is bad, but it also means that this field is more relevant now than ever, and we like definitely need new people entering the field.
Yeah, sure. Every year we have more people who dead about this reason. We have people with different illness, such as respiratory illness. We have worker with different heat-related illness too. And yeah, it's necessary call to the action now.
Yeah, in my time with COEH, I've seen that more and more things are now now permanently like intertwined with climate change. Now like every field has to do with climate change.
Yeah, the good thing in the public health school, the climate change or this big issue is like there are a lot of people who are working in this area with different point of view. I think it's really great because you can talk with different professionals that research about the different impact or health impact about the climate change. For example, I had a lot of classes with different point of view about the climate change. I think this is a really great experience for expand your knowledge about what is the health outcomes that the climate change will affect.
Yeah, and I'm seeing now more and more conferences, more and more like webinars are being held about climate change. It's a very hot topic now.
Yeah, it's really hot topics, literally.
Okay. I have another question, which is, so for recent graduates or like seniors in high schools, basically people who are just leaving their previous stage of their career or their life and entering their next stage, the job market can be very daunting. So like what are some strategies or tips you could suggest for young professionals to like stand out and secure opportunities like in the job market or for like research labs?
Oh, this is a really good question. I think the first thing is try to, for example, develop different skill and knowledge when they can talk with different professor during the high school or college or different scenarios. And probably if they can have a networking opportunity or collaboration as a volunteers in different organization could be a great for develop different skill because when they have job opportunities as a volunteer, for example, they can develop different skills such as communications or just for develop responsibilities. I think it's really great. But in this area, I think maybe participate in different conference, workshop, or just to keep maybe reading papers about what is the new impact or what is the impact about the acute or chronic environmental situation could be great.
So your advice is kind of just to like expose yourself to the field as much as possible, like absorb as much information. I see. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. You mentioned getting unique skills. So like in your field, what does unique skills look like?
Probably communication could be a important communication. Language too. Today, if you speak maybe 2 or 3 languages, a great advantage. For example, there are a lot of people who speak Spanish in California. And when we have a field work, I can talk with a lot of workers in Spanish. I did some survey in Spanish. I think that's it's amazing too. Yeah, I think when you can communicate with a lot of people is really great because you can got what is the point of view of different people.
I see. It's especially pertinent for you because speaking Spanish, you get to, like you said, you get to communicate with the people who are like on the field.
Yeah.
The people who are actually working the jobs that you're analyzing, right?
Yeah, I talk with different people who work in agriculture, as a janitor, in poultry companies. Yeah, I think it's really great when you can talk with the workers, you know.
Awesome. Yeah. Do you think that do you spend more time like out and about in the field talking to people, or do you think you spend more time like behind a computer screen like researching?
Both. Yeah, because when we have a surveys, for example, it's a really great opportunity for maybe expand what is your opinion about several topics. I think this is the most important part of the different study when we can collect what is the impression of thoughts about the job.
I see. I see. What type of surveys do you end up usually doing?
For example, I did some surveys about what is the personal opinion about the janitors, for example, in different venues, such as airport, shopping mall, or other kind of venues, and in the other companies too. But I think it's great when you can receive the personal opinion about the different working situations.
I see. So you're out there interviewing them, basically.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
basically.
interesting. Oh, so that's why you emphasize communications as a key skill.
Yep, sure. It's like a survey, but you can expand some topics about more. Yeah,
Interesting. Sorry.
no worries.
Okay, maybe one more question. So I guess this goes back to like your journey, your personal journey. Could you talk about like a project or initiative that you've worked on that you're particularly proud of?
Um, yeah, I think currently outside the academia, I am working in a specific program in the Student Parent Food Donation program. That is really great because in Chile, I never see any program, something like that. I think it's a really amazing program for food rescue. And we live in the UC Village and we try to improve this program in
Mhm.
this community.
Can you repeat the name of the program?
Student Parent Food Donation.
I see. So like what exactly do you guys do?
We have different stores that we collect food every weekend, and we distribute this food among the people who live in the UC village.
I
It's
see.
an amazing program because we can improve. For example, we try to avoid this food. Maybe could be go to the trash or I don't know.
Like it's
But
about to expire.
yeah, but it's a really great program for families too because um, living in California is so expensive. Probably the housing, food is expensive. Health insurance are expensive too. And if you can help with the food area, I think it's great.
Yeah, definitely. Berkeley's food prices are next level.
Yeah, sure.
I find it awesome that you are able to do that on top of your usual classes, on top of research, on top of having a family.
Yeah, that's great.
Do you have any like time management tips? Like how do you manage all that?
No, I don't have any something like that. But I finally I try to balance my day between my academic goals and my family goals too. It's not really easy. I think there are a lot of people in the same situation. Uh, but yeah, I think it's really great at the end of the day.
Yeah, time management, something I'm working on right now too.
Yeah, sometimes it's really hard to manage my time.
Mhm. Okay, in that case, um, I don't know if I have any more questions. Do you have any other last things that you wanted to talk about that you forgot to?
Um, Well, I am really happy to be here in general. I miss my relative, obviously in Chile. I miss my friends, but I think it's a stay here in California with my kids and my wife is a really great opportunity for us. And I say just thank you for all people who can make this possible. And I am consider myself as a positive person in all my life. I try to be positive in this kind of thinking about my PhD journey.
Yeah, that's a good outlook.
Yeah,
Okay. In that case, thank you for joining us today for our episode. It was really great to talk to you.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity.
Of course.
Was really
Thank
great.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Javier. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.